An image appears of a document representing a soldier's pension with handwriting at the bottom. At the top, text reads, "Pensions of Guilford Courthouse." A black and white etching depicts a chaotic battle scene. British soldiers with bayonets march over wounded soldiers at the bottom of the picture. To the left, a militiaman flees with a mounted cavalryman behind him swinging his saber. Amidst the chaos at the center, a lone Continental officer holds an American flag on a staff that has been snapped in half. Rowan County militiaman Lawrence Unger survived the debacle of Camden in 1780. This image transitions to a reenactment footage of red-coated soldiers chasing militiamen through the woods. The militiamen offer weak volleys, and a solid line of redcoats marches through the woods after them. As the American left collapsed at the beginning of the battle, the North Carolinians found themselves in a whirlwind of fleeing troops and pursuing redcoats. A map appears depicting the western border between North and South Carolina. A silhouette of a soldier moves from the bottom of the map, where Camden is located in South Carolina, and moves directly north to a hilly region in North Carolina labeled Rowan County. After the battle, Lawrence was discharged and went home, but just a few months later, he was again thinking of enlisting despite the chaos he had just experienced. Part of what motivated him to serve was a fear of staying home. An etching depicts a chaotic scene with a bonfire in the background. A distressed woman in the foreground looks as though she is about to hurl stones at a group of men. That group of men is to the right of the picture. They all have clubs held high, like they are about to strike someone who is just out of frame. Violence from Tories had gotten so bad that he felt he would be safer serving in the army once again. The next image is a faint pen sketch of skeletons in a graveyard. Groups of skeletons dance in the background, while one skeleton at the center plays an instrument that looks like a clarinet, and he wears a pointy crown on his head. War had come to the Carolina backcountry and made it a place of frequent lawlessness and violence. A series of images follows in rapid succession. The first image shows a colonial court scene of a man on one side of a dividing rail pleading to a finely dressed man on the other side. The finely dressed man looks away, holding his head in anguish or perhaps disgust. The next image is a sketch of a mob, all carrying sticks while being led by a man with a torch. They are just outside of a building, and the owner of the building stands in his doorway and appears to be pleading with the mob. The last image shows a group of cackling men carrying swords and clubs. In the center of the group are two men who look terrified. One of the men is on his knees, the other is standing and is having the handkerchief around his neck pulled by one of the men in the mob. A worried woman looks on in horror from the background. Neighbors worried about the loyalties of their neighbors and endured the patrolling of local militias. You never knew what the intentions of a group of armed men might be. A map shows central North Carolina. At the left, a soldier silhouette is located in Rowan County. In the upper center portion of the map, a silhouette of Nathaniel Greene comes down into frame, entering from Virginia, and gets close to a silhouette of General Cornwallis near Hillsborough. The opposing generals then both move westwards towards a spot labeled Guilford Courthouse with red text. As they move west, Cornwallis' silhouette overtakes the soldier's silhouette southwest of Guilford Courthouse. The soldier silhouette is then sent off to the bottom right corner of the map towards Wilmington. In early 1781, he joined the militia and planned to find General Greene's army, but that was a tough task as General Greene was continually on the move and closely shadowed by the British Army. Just a few days before Guilford Courthouse, it was the British who found Lawrence. Lawrence was made a prisoner and marched all the way to Wilmington, where he was held for 6 months before he finally made his escape. A painting shows two finely dressed men in coats, vests, and wearing black felt hats. The man on the right gestures towards the other man with his hand, and he looks like he's negotiating with him. Lawrence would later serve again, this time as a substitute for another man in an 18-month regiment near the end of the war. A watercolor painting shows rowboats packed with red-coated soldiers at a riverbank. As the camera zooms out on the painting, it is revealed that there are many more boats full of soldiers, all moving to the right side of the picture, where there are numerous warships waiting to receive them. Unger was present near Charleston when the British finally evacuated the city in 1782. A map shows the soldier silhouette yet again. On the right side of the map, under the part labeled Rowan County. It then moved to the left side to a region labeled Burke County, formed in 1777. Unger was living in Burke County, North Carolina when he applied for his pension in 1832. Like other Americans of the time period, Unger was unsure of his age and date of birth. A drawing depicts an old, disheveled man. His large brim hat is tattered, his clothes are unkempt, and he has a dazed look on his face which sports a long gray beard. That image then transitions to a younger man wearing the exact same clothes, but now the clothes are in good condition and he looks calm while he works on a pipe in his hand. The image then transitions back to the old man. He estimated his age at around 76 years old in 1832, meaning he would have been about 25 years old in 1781. In his testimony, he further identified as a native of Germany, but did not provide details as to when or how he emigrated to North Carolina. Unger died on February 15, 1840. An image of an old woman wearing a bonnet and colonial clothes. She sits on a bench just outside of a house. She looks like she's tired and waiting for something to happen. His widow, Anna Unger, applied for and received his pension on April 17, 1844. The National Park Arrowhead logo appears.